Uh-oh. uh, hold. Hold for technical difficulties. For whatever reason, my model ain't moving. What'd you do? I'm honestly... Oh, I know what I did. Look, I was fooling around with the 2.0 model, and I forgot I had to turn on a certain setting. Hey, guys. How is everybody? Dementia's the least of my problems, trust me. I'm already old. Like, I'll remember that I need something, then I'll go downstairs, and I'll forget what it is by the time I go down the single flight of stairs. Trust me, I don't need dementia on top of that. Froggy boy, congrats on taking first. Pursuer, welcome back to the West Coast. And hi, green guy, hope you're doing well. I'm not late, I started on time. Me jumping into the just chatting portion 7 minutes after the stream has started is not me being late. Ask Twitch chat if they want Skittles. I have a bag of them. I want Skittles. Fuck Twitch chat. Give me the Skittles. Fuck Twitch chat. Give me the bag of Skittles. I need them more than Twitch chat. I'm the one streaming right now. I need my sugar rush. But how is everybody? I want Skittles. We all want Skittles. We all want to taste the rainbow. And all these sus little jokes you could make about that. We want to taste the rainbow. Give us the rainbow to taste. Yeah. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. It has been my YouTube history is now irrevocably fucked. I found this one SCP video and watched it. It was about like half an hour long. Sat down, watched the entire thing front to end. And now my entire YouTube recommendations feed is nothing but more SCP videos, a lot of indie horror clips, some of like pixel art horror, some of that, what do you call it, analog horror, where it looks like the cameras like shot via like security cameras or really old stuff. It's really, really cool. I just don't know if I wanted like a full serving of it, you know? I need to be in a certain mood for horror. Hey, when is you have make YouTube video? It's been a year? Wait, what? What do you mean? The wizard appears. I mean wizard. Scroll of paranoia. All food tastes slightly off and appears to be just starting to grow mold, but it's perfectly fine to eat. Or is it? I don't think that's paranoia. That would be... I feel like there's an actual term for that. Like when you just start thinking everything is tainted around you. Green guy, if you're talking about YouTube videos, I don't usually create full-length YouTube videos. That you probably want to check the shorts section. That's where most of the YouTube clips go. Also the Discord, where I tag everything. How are you, Meme Wizard? Welcome in. Yeah. Go open the shorts tab, green guy, and there you'll have your answer. The reality is when you're a tiny little VTuber, making videos is not an option when you have a full-time job. On top of everything else in life, you know, I've got a full-time job, got to take care of the family, got to take care of the boys. No, I don't have. You think I have free time? I am lucky to get in my gaming hours anymore. Yes, I know what a Rat King is. Do you know Rat Kings are not real? Last I checked, I'm pretty sure the whole idea of a Rat King, which if you aren't aware is basically what happens when hypothetically a bunch of rats get their tails tied up together and then they can't escape. They just become this like wriggling mass. It's not actually real. I believe the image that was shown of it was either AI generated or somebody photoshopped together. Scroll of the Omega Rat King, 200 rats, one giant rat king. Really fun as like a TTRPG concept. There's actually a monster in D&D 5e called the Cranium Rat. Basically, think a swarm of really, really smart rats. The more of them there are in an area, the smarter they get. And they can basically just form this giant collective intelligence that has psionic powers. Now that's fun. That is where things get interesting. Yep, whereas John gets tied up in his own tentacles. Oh my god, I forget that you're one of the like few viewers still around who remember that particular piece of art. Oh my god, yeah. For context, I think my very first subathon, there was a goal to get a piece of not fully not safe for work, more like more spicy art. And actually the original artist of this model, Levity Blue, is the one who drew that. Tab Tentacles, I'm interested. If you scroll far back enough in the art section of the Discord meme wizard, it's probably in there. Actually, I think I have the art somewhere in my... Hold on, I think I have the art. I think I still have it. It should be safe to show on Twitch. I don't think there's anything showing that shouldn't be. Twitch allows male nipples, right? I vaguely remember them being allowed. Hi, Andy. Hope you're doing well. You've been streaming a lot lately. I feel like I've seen you on every morning. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I do still have it. So there's the one made by Levity, which is the one that I commissioned, but then Kaifu was also kind enough to make a piece herself. Let me see if it'll let me. All right. The second one's a lot more risque than I remember. I'm going to show the first one, and then we're going to very quickly flash the second one, all right? For the safety of my stream. I haven't streamed in a week, sir? Then I guess I'm just... Wait, what happened to my... Wow, everything's breaking today, isn't it? Everything is breaking. Hold on. Remove this. Bring it back. We're not worthy, it seems. It does seem like you guys don't deserve to see the spicy art. What did you guys do? What distinct naughty thing did you guys do to not deserve the art? What'd you break this time? For whatever reason, my Elgato capture card is now broken. You broke my phone screen, it's just pitch black? Hey. Look, I don't deserve to be blamed for this. This is not on me. Let's try the ye old plug it in, plug it back in, shall we? You seem to have caught the tech issues from Hero. Just don't give them to us. You know, honestly, yes, that's actually a really good point. Hero, if you can hear me, I blame you for all this. I swear, ever since I got to know you, for whatever reason, my sound issues just keep crapping out. I blame Hero. Now, what the hell is going on? Restarting now. Why is every PNG tuber purple and black? We are not. I would actually say most PNG tubers are not purple and black, if anything. Purple and black is actually a pretty uncommon color, or it used to be, and then people start doing more and more of it. Hey guys, just throw your phones into the pool. Sacrifice your technology to ensure that ours works. It ain't working. Device default. Okay. John is a PNGer. I know, right? Yeah, clearly. Clearly I became a PNG tuber without realizing. Or just have no Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, just turn off your Wi-Fi. You don't need Wi-Fi. Hi, Paula. Look how it was for me on the boat. I'm honestly surprised you guys got Wi-Fi on the boat. I can't imagine how bad the internet must be out in the middle of the ocean. Well, this might turn into a just chatting stream at this point. Why? Just chat this. How dare you? I don't deserve your abuse. I'm trying to show you guys some nice spicy art, and you're all going like, yeah, here, have a tentacle, slappy, pappy. Yeah. It's very interesting. It almost looks like the Elgato is overheating. So if that's the case, my capture card might be borked. Yeah. What does Elgato red lights mean, internets? What does that mean? Do I need to go spend some money on replacing some equipment? Why is everything breaking right before the 2.0 debut? Elgato capture card showing line of red light. Give it water to cool it down. Yeah. Hold on. Let me go get a cup of water. I'm going to dunk the capture card in there. We're going to let it sizzle for a little bit. It'll be great. It'll be great, I promise. It's very odd. Apparently it's supposed to be working. Apparently the red lights mean it is working, but for whatever reason, that does not appear to be the case. Would anybody like to explain themselves? Let's see. That's what we get for not drinking coffee. You're right. Hold on. I'm going to drink this cup of clear, refreshing, hydrating coffee, and everything's going to instantly fix itself. You ready? You ready? The sound of music. Red means go. Isn't there a country where that's actually the case? Where like, what is it? Where red lights actually mean go and green means stop? I forget. That might just be my brain like remembering stupid information, but I swear that's the case somewhere. Can you imagine how confusing that would be? Oh, did you know there's this one study that found that I think China was doing a thing where there's like a little countdown next to every street light, and it would start counting down, And so it'd go like as like the light stays red, as it gets closer and closer to the time when the light's going to switch, the countdown goes down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it turns green. And what they found is by including the countdown, they discovered that it's basically reducing the amount of crashes because people, by having a countdown, can now anticipate when something's going to happen. They're less impatient. They get less frustrated because now you've put a timer on the amount of time they have to wait instead of like this randomized nebulous time that they have to sit at a red light. Bye, green guy. Countdown would be nice yet. Honestly, yeah. Your stream on YouTube keeps making a static sound. That doesn't bode well. I'm gonna guess that's the Elgato. This really is gonna be just a just chatting stream now. The lights flashing are just stuck red. Neither right now, which is weird. I hate the red light changing. People don't move when it turns to green and then it turns red again. Oh no, the ones I hate are traffic lights during rush hour, and you're on the left turn signal, and then it turns green for like approximately 2-3 seconds, maybe like 3 to 4 cars move, and then everyone else has to like stop for another like 10-15 minutes while they cycle it again. Rush hour trying to turn left in the middle of a 4-way intersection is the worst. Wouldn't work well in America. We can't count. Actually, if anything, here's my bet on what's gonna happen if we put a. Here's my bet. If we put it in the U.S., the minute that it starts showing the countdown, it goes down to like 3, 2, 1. I'm betting people are gonna start revving their engines and starting to try and cross the intersection at 2 to 1 seconds left, and it's gonna cause more crashes in the U.S. because people are impatient. And they're just gonna gun it, and then people who are like trying to do the whole like, you know, when you see the light turning yellow and then some people like speed up rather than slowing down and get ready to stop, they're gonna speed up through that. Someone's gonna try and like go a little bit early, and they're just gonna crash into each other. I'm eating ice, and there's 4 parts connected to each other. That's what ice do. Ice gets sticky. Ice likes to mingle with its ow. Ice likes to mingle with its like. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on, but for whatever reason, the Elgato really doesn't want to cooperate. Maybe if I restart. Wait. Don't tell me. What? All right, sorry. Hold on. I'm going to restart my main computer without restarting the stream. See, this is the brilliance in a 2-computer setup. We got this. But no, actually, that's how it was in Germany when I visited for about 2 weeks. Is in Germany, what happened is people would watch the opposite side of the light. So you know how in a 4-way intersection, you have the lights directly in front of you, which control your pathway. And then you can just barely see the lights to your right and left, which control the crossings directly perpendicular to you. In Germany, people watch the perpendicular lights, so the ones that are crossing in front of them, and they wait for those lights to turn yellow, and then people will start driving as soon as the perpendicular lights go yellow. So in Germany, you see a yellow light, you better fucking stop, because there's going to be people crossing the intersection right as soon as it starts to go from green to yellow. You have to stop, because if you don't, you're not going to crash. That you're guaranteed going to slam into somebody. But that terrified the shit out of me, because every single cabbie would immediately just blast through, like while their light was still showing red and the other guys were showing yellow. I'd be like, they're clutching the side of the door for dear life, praying that I wasn't about to crash and die. Did you finish all the Pantheons in Hollow Knight? I don't think I did. I don't think I finished anything more than like maybe the first Pantheon. The reality is, like, there's a lot of people in the US who have road rage problems, or I think the US has the highest rate for road rage and general, like, people causing issues on the while driving. 100%, some people should not be allowed to drive. Like, their tempers are too short, or they get pissed off too fast. And it guarantees echoes. Oh, hold on, I know why. Sorry, the YouTube side of this is getting really fucked for the audio because of the way that my stream is set up. But hopefully that should fix it. No, there is a lot of people who absolutely do not deserve to have a license or should be forced to retake their the exam for the driving test, because I have seen people drive who straight up are a menace on the road. They do not deserve to own a vehicle. They should not own a vehicle. Just no. More static, no echo? Interesting. Let's temporarily turn off the Elgato audio. So hopefully this should fix it for YouTube. Green guy, if the static stops, let me know. There's like road rage and road rage though, like people getting mad and cussing out people with longhorn beeps, and there's people who cause accidents due to getting road rage. I've seen, I think the scariest incident for me was one time I was driving home with my mother, and my siblings were in the backseat, my younger brother and my younger sister. And my mother tries to turn into the left lane so that she can make a left-hand turn down the road, accidentally cuts off this guy in this big giant truck with like the whole like raised platforms and the giant wheels, and he beeps at her. She like kind of swerves back into her lane, kind of raises a hand in apology, and then we hear the truck gun their motor, drive up right next to the driver's side of the window, roll down his window, and I see this like really huge like white dude with this black cap pointing out the window at my mom and going like, pull over. And my mom, of course, she's like, fucking no way in hell. So she immediately like tries to, as safely as she can, get over to the right hand lane, turn down the road. We watch as the truck literally zooms across 4 lanes to follow us, like just blasting through the intersection, almost like causing a crash, chasing us down. And so this whole time, my mom's like, okay, we can't go back home because we don't want this guy following us. So she tells me, I'm terrified. I'm like, I think at the time I was like maybe like 10. I'm scared out of my mind. And she's telling me, okay, I need you to go call the police. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And so eventually I finally managed to dial 911. I tell the police, hey, we've got someone chasing us, screaming at us to pull over. We've got kids in the back seat. We need help. They direct us to a nearby police station. We basically drive down. The entire time the guy's like tailgating us, like trying like almost like shove us off the road. Luckily, we managed to get to the police station. We pull up in front of it. For some reason, this idiot pulls up to the station as well, just as the cops come running out. And he gets out of the car, starts like walking over to our car, and the cops like grab him, like drag him back. And I'm just like, on one hand, I was like, oh my God, thank God we're safe. On the other hand, I was like, how dumb are you that you followed us to the police station and watched us stop there and decided to get out? Like, clearly this was not like a smart individual. But yes, 100%. Like people like that should absolutely not be allowed to drive. If you decide that your right to drive on the road is, if you decide that you're allowed to cause physical harm or threaten other people just so that you can drive on the road, you should not have a license. I feel like there absolutely should be a psych test for people in the US, especially like in, this might be a bit of a hot take, especially in states that allow open carry. There's a reason that I'm a very passive and defensive driver. I don't swear at people. I don't flip them off. Even if I get cut off, I'll just ignore it. I'll just keep driving on because I live in an open carry state. Maybe, yes, it's their fault. Like 100% if I get cut off, I'm not exactly happy about it. I'm not starting a fight with somebody in an open carry state where people are known to just carry automatic weapons in their vehicle. That's not going to go well. But yeah, like we allow a lot of people to drive who should not be driving, and there's two types of road rage. Both are dangerous. One is significantly more dangerous. They need to bring back trains. Well, I mean, in the US, the problem isn't that we don't have trains. The problem is that the trains are so bad. We've got like really, really slow trains. Like, have you seen the BART in SF? It takes like an hour just to get anywhere. Meanwhile, in Korea and Japan, they've got like their fast, always on schedule trains. If you need to catch a train, you know, I got to show up at this time. It's going to be every 10 minutes. It's always going to be on time. I can guarantee that as long as I'm there waiting, I'll eventually get on a train. Versus in the US, it's like, okay, so the train's going to arrive at 10:30. The reality is that train might arrive at 10 o'clock. That train might arrive at 11, might arrive an hour late. You're kind of just flipping a coin and praying. They destroyed the train infrastructure because cars and the greedy mofos. I mean, yes, that is also a thing. Yes, the car industry very strongly did their best to hobble trains in the US for that exact reason. But yeah. Look, me personally, if trains were affordable, I would be very happy to take a train. I don't like driving. I would much rather take a train on rails that I'm fairly certain won't crash and just sleep the entire time. If it didn't take multiple hours to get to places that I want to get to, I would take a train. If you have 1,000 Skittles, 10 of them are poisoned. I am very certain that statistic is very wrong. 10 out of 1,000 Skittles being poisoned, green guy, would result in so many lawsuits. That's a very high rate of incidence. That's an extremely high rate of incidence. Yeah. This is me telling you guys, drive safe. Also, the Elgato is still broken. Please, somebody send a fix my way. Why is it doing this? Let me just try removing the Elgato altogether. I'm going to add in a new video capture. I'm going to see if that fixes it. Good thing I can't. Wait, can you not drive, Star? You actually, like, legitly, you don't have the capability of driving? Nothing wrong with that. It's just, how come? Like, you just didn't have a reason to? Nope, never learned. Honestly? Good for you. If you don't have the reason to drive, maybe not a bad reason. Maybe not a bad thing. Finances? Yeah, finances will be usually the kicker. Like, let's be real, cars are expensive. Even if you get one secondhand, like maintenance, daily upkeep, gas, they're definitely a drain on your wallet. But Johnson, I want to drift like in the Tokyo movie. I want Tokyo drift like in the movies. Pursuer. Did you know that there's a school in Japan that's literally built around Tokyo drifting? And they have some absolutely insane people. People who can drift like mad. When's the next Undertale stream? Probably never, to be perfectly honest. We finished Undertale, or at least we got like one ending, and I don't particularly like replaying games on stream. I generally get like one ending and I'm pretty much good to go, which I know pisses off a couple people, but for me, one ending is enough. I'm not like, I can't really play through games that already know the plot and generally what's going to happen. Can't afford car insurance nor a car. There's no point in paying to take driver's ed, and you can't legally drive in my state without having car's insurance. I think that's the case in everywhere. I'm fairly certain in most states that you can't drive without having car insurance, because if you crash, that becomes the cost of the crash goes on the person who has car insurance. So it's basically a way to like protect themselves from having to deal with you if you crash into somebody. You don't want to play Only Cans again? Look, if Only Cans got a DLC, maybe I'll consider it, just because that game is fucking unique. God, Only Cans. That was an experience. Does it mean to play Deltarune? I have already promised myself that I would not touch Deltarune until it was completed. I don't want to play... They have like up to chapter 3 now, right? Chapter 3 or 4? And it's supposed to be 5? 6? Yeah, I don't want to like stop in the middle and be like, all right, I'll wait another like 2 years for the game to be finished. Okay, game's finished. Now we can do the last 2. I just want to do it all in one sitting. Only Cans is a fever dream. Honestly, like, Only Cans is made to be a fun streamer game. It is such an insane mental time. It is bonkers up the alley. Chapter 4, this stuff. Yeah, that's just over half of the game that's completed. I'm not waiting a full year and a half just to wait for the game to finish. I'm going to do it all in one go. That game made me question if that was a random dream or if it actually happened. Oh, there's clips. There's still clips on Twitch and I think on YouTube. I could be wrong about that. But there are still clips on Twitch that from that particular stream. I have said some incredibly sus shit live. That stream probably topped them all. Bye, green guy. Have fun. I'm the sister that convinces her younger sibling, older brother, and sister-in-law to drive me places if my mom's busy. I'm perma passenger princess. Hey, look, if you can get away with being a permanent passenger princess, live it up. Enjoy it. Be driven everywhere. Be driven everywhere. Waiting for a game to finish the story up. My interest is lost after 1 week. Oh, are you saying like you would wait for the game to finish, Moo? Or are you saying like you have to start it immediately or else that you know that you're just never going to get back to it? Hi, Napoleon. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I should probably change to just chatting just because... Unless I figure out a fix for this Elgato, we're not going anywhere. Just... Whoop! Things are happening. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just chatting. Why did Thor come out? I do. My youngest sibling even boots her husband to the back seat because I have to have the front passenger seat. Oh, because of motion sickness and stuff. What I miss? The Elgato broke. I can't bring it back. I don't know what's going on, but my Elgato is broken. It does not want to cooperate. And so we are stuck here in the never-ending liminal space bemoaning our decisions. Just because I insist I need to sit there. Oh my. Star, you really are a passenger princess. Ow. Wait. It works. Wait. Okay, it doesn't work here. Wait. Wait, it's working. It's working. Maybe. 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 Hey, it's kind of working. I'm just never going to play it. And if I did, I won't ever touch it again if I had to wait. That's fair. That's fair. Like, what is it? Oh, I promised you spicy art, didn't I? That's what we were trying to fix anyways. Okay, sorry. I'll keep talking while I pull up the spicy art. No, that's fair, Moo. Like, I'm waiting right now, I think, for Hades 2, and I've just been waiting for Hades 2 for so long that I can afford to wait a little bit longer. You know what I mean? It's one of the things where I'm like, I've been patient this long. I can be patient for a little while longer. I'm more of a trunk guy. Ooh, I've never sat. No, wait, that's not true. Okay. There was one time I had to sit in the trunk. My friend was having a birthday party and we all wanted to go to, I think it was like laser tag or Chuck E. Cheese. I can't remember. So we all pile in the car and then we realized, shit, there's not enough space in the car for all of us to go. There's literally, we just need like one more seat and we're fine. And then the birthday kid's mom turns to me, stares at me, goes like, "You're the smallest. How do you feel about going in the trunk?" And instantly all the kids were like, no, I want to go in the trunk. I want to go in the trunk. And so she's like, no, shut up, all of you. The smallest one is John. And he needs to stay hidden the whole time. They're all like, but I want to go in the trunk. I want to go in the trunk. It's like, no. He's the smallest. We can fit him in there. And he can stay hidden so that the cops don't notice. And I just remember going like, sure, sounds fun. Yeah. So what I had to do in order to avoid, because this particular trunk had like really low windows, you could actually see pretty easily inside. She's like, okay, you're going to get in the trunk. You're going to lay down. I'm going to put this blanket over you. You can stick your head out. But if you hear any cops driving driving up next to us, you have to pull the blanket over your head and lie still. I was like, okay, I will. And as she's walking away, I hear her mumble, really hope I don't crash today. Long story short, we make it there without any incidents. I did hear sirens pass once, so I ducked underneath the blanket, but we were safe. Nothing crazy happened. And yes, back then I really was the smallest. I went through this like massive growth spurt back, I think, during the beginning of high school. I went from like being the shortest in the class to being the tallest. My bones hurt. Everything was pain. I do not miss that day. Like, it felt like someone had taken all my bones, put a hammer to them, and then just slowly like ground them up into dust. It was very painful. Do not recommend. Okay, you guys ready for spicy art? Well, too bad. Those of you who don't want to see it, look away. That's when you grab the skateboard and let the kid be pulled behind. See, it broke again. Why did it break? Why is the Elgato breaking? Well, you saw a quick flash of it. Those of you who weren't paying attention, I'm so sorry. You didn't see anything then. I'm so very sorry. Time for a new Elgato? I really hope not, because this shit was not exactly cheap. The Elgato is not a cheap purchase. Go get the credit card. No. My credit card's already crying from all the assets I had to buy for the 2.0 debut. It doesn't have any more life left in it. Leave it alone. It's been beaten up and mauled already. My wallet is empty and it cries at night, hugging itself, trying to fill its belly. I'm slowly starving my wallet. Mine broke on New Year's Eve and I had to go to Best Buy to buy a new one. $200 out of pocket. Yeah, I mean, the one I'm using I think is not as expensive as that, but it might be pretty pricey. Elgato HD 60 S. Ooh, yeah, it's about $100. That's definitely not cheap. Oh, neat. I cry at night too. Oh, no, never mind. That's $200. I take it back. That is. Oh, wow. Wow. That's a. Jesus fuck. Why is it so expensive? John, what have you done now? My Elgato capture card broke, Starry, and therefore I cannot play games. Do you need to go just one computer today? Technically, yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. But the problem is I can't load up the game on my streaming computer because of the way things are set up. Oh, neat. I cry at night too? Yes, we all cry together. All crying deep down. No. Starry, the way that the setup is set, I can't cut the dual setup. I've already set it up. It's going to take like an hour or two to go back to a single computer setup. I cannot explain just how complicated this shit is. Like 2023 New Year's Eve going to 2024. Ooh, yeah, that's a pain star, right? I mean that's a pain star. I'm sorry to hear that. What? Yeah, things are set up very complicated, and if I try to convert to a single computer setup live, it's going to take me at least an hour, if not longer. I don't understand how it cannot be undone by logging into Steam. I have two Steam accounts, remember? One that runs the VTube Studio stuff, and the other one that is my actual like gaming Steam. And then on top of that, the actual setup, the way it's done, this computer generally does not have enough power to both stream and run games. So today is a just chatting stream now. What's weird is like, here, look, like, let me show you. It was working just now, right? Look, I'm going to wave my hands. It's going to go abracadabra and bam, everything's going to work just fine. Abracadabra? Abracadabra. Look at that. It's working. I don't know why. Look. All of a sudden it's like, of course. Anything for you. Here you go. Everything is happy donkey dory now. Look at me. Look at that. Look, see? See? Now everything's working. Look, I can pull up windows. Bam. Bam. YouTube. Bam. It's working. Just don't try this, but do you think the spicy art's cursed? Wait, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Like, let's see what happens if I switch on over, right? I switch on over to the full screen. No, it broke. I think switching over is causing it to explode. I don't know what's causing it. Yeah, it might be a faulty wire or something to do with OBS, unfortunately. I'll have to I'll probably have to spend some actual time figuring out what the hell's going on. Can you try a different wire that fits? Technically, yes. Technically. I have other options. So it works when you're just chatting, but not on your game, on the game screen? Yeah. Yeah, Starry. I switch things and it goes boom. And also, did you just bonk me? Ow. Boo. Did you just improperly bonk me? Banned him. Multiple wires at the same type is good to have. You know what the funny thing is, Star? I have multiple wires at the same type. You know what the issue is? They're at the bottom of my closet in a box that has like several things on top of it. I'm very good at my job. I've heard that Elgatos break if you look at them crossways. You're not wrong, Duke. You're not wrong. Go get the box, stop being lazy. But what if I just want to sit here and chat? But chat, I love you guys. What if I just want to sit here and talk with you and just yap and talkies? We can have fun just sitting here and talking about things. Don't you want to talk to me? Guys, don't you want to talk? Elgato sure is moody. Yeah, it's not being happy. Did you update OBS at any point? I don't think so. I don't think I've updated OBS in like the last year, maybe longer. About that. Nada, get back here. Get back here. My Elgato 60 broke audio-wise. It was awful. My Elgato 40. The thing is that it works right now, so it might just be a faulty wire. Let's talk about how Moo's the best. Moo comes rushing back. You guys love some Riot Moo milk, right? The brand new flavor from Gamer Sups. Riot Moo milk, taken directly from the source. Nutritious, delicious, plentiful. Yeah. What's your OBS version? 31.1.2. What? Look. Moo is a cow. Do you know what you do with cows? You do two things, right? You either milk the cow to get delicious, nutritious milk, or you cut the cow up and you carve it into steaks to serve for dinner by roasting over a slow fire to get that perfect juicy middle that you then tear apart into tiny strips with your teeth and devour and digest in your belly. So you tell me, Moo, do you want us to take your milk or do you want us to take your flesh? Yeah. Spritzing me won't stop me. I like the rain. I like feeling wet. I want to take that back. Hold on. Yeah, I did rewind. No. Nope. Delete that moment from your memories. It did not happen. Fuck. Take my shit? No. I don't take any shit. I said don't use the clip button. The mods fight amongst themselves. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm a mod. I keep forgetting I'm a mod in Starry's stream because, to be perfectly honest, the others are all like so much better at doing the modding job that I just sit there going like, I'm here to look pretty. Hi. Hello, everybody. 안녕하세요. Our people bullshit. I had nothing to do with ruining your minds. You guys were already corrupted when you got here. The Cultum takes no responsibility for the corruption of its viewers. You all were already fucked up before you got here. Jonja finds out why being a live streamer is so hard. What, mods or getting clipped? My mind is innocent as freshly fallen snow. Star, I will post up images of the books you have sent me. I will put you on blast. I will tweet out. I will post in Discord. I will show live on stream the images you have sent me. Nuh-uh. I have blackmail now. Not that I ever use it, but you don't have to know that. Can't believe you did this, dude. What? I would never do anything. Look, getting clipped is the least of my worries, all right? I'm still waiting for my Twitter cancel arc, okay? I need somebody to get pissed at me, write a 100-page Google Doc on me, post about it on Twitter, and get thousands of hits. I need to be canceled somehow. I have tried so very hard. I've insulted my friends. I have insulted their gaming skills. I've insulted my mods. I have made enemies of my friends. That dog sounds like too much effort. I'll be honest, if anything's longer than like a page, I'm probably not reading it. It needs to be a good damn novel for me to get past the page. Don't want a 1,000-page one. I hear those are all the rage. Yes, those in vogue right now. John John told us how he gets wet. How I get wet is none of your business. Sorry. I couldn't resist. If I wrote a 1,000-page expose on... Starry? I legitimately don't think there's enough, like, things in my life to write a 1,000-page expose on me. Straight up, I don't think I have enough content of my life to do a 1,000-page expose. You could maybe get to, like, 10 pages. Maybe. I am a vanilla sweetheart angel. I've done nothing bad live. I've done nothing bad off stream. I am perfection. I am innocent. I am pure. 1 page for each vegetable he refuses to eat. Now hold on just a damn second there. That's not a Google Doc expose. That's just a recipe. That's just a recipe for vegetable stew, Moo. Did I send you the red flag hockey overlays? I think you did, yeah. I think I remember some hockey sticks getting involved, yes. The 1,000 pages on him would be like, why is he like this more than anything else? Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate, to be honest. That's pretty accurate. Screenshots. I did hear that infamous 1,000-page doc, the one that we were talking about, is like mostly screenshots, so that makes a lot of sense. But still, that's so long. 1,000 pages is longer than some books I read. Not many. I do read some pretty long books, but that's a pretty fucking long book. I'm gonna get you to eat your veggies one way or another. Look, the only way I'll eat veggies is if they're made into a sauce. And even then, I will probably pick the veggies out of the sauce. I'm a very, very picky eater when it comes to vegetables. Don't underestimate me. I will go to great lengths to ensure that vegetables do not cross my lips. I have plans. Also, sorry, I just realized that the ads are about to start. My bad. I didn't warn you guys. Ads about to start for 3 minutes. We usually don't do anything during those 3 minutes besides like yap. So don't worry, you're not missing much. I think only 3 books I read were 1K plus, and they were ebook omnibuses of trilogies or quartet books. Yeah. Tempura veggies? I'll tell you what. If you cover a sweet potato in tempura and fry that, I will eat that. I will give it a shot. I will give it due consideration. That's about the only tempura veggie I'll touch. I thought you liked veggies. I do not like veggies. I, in fact, despise veggies. Veggies are the devil's herb. Veggies were brought down by Satan himself to torture me with. I think the biggest was 1,700 pages, Quartet Omnibus book. Yeah. Also, does a potato count as a vegetable? It's a root, right? I don't think a potato would count as a veggie, unfortunately. Pretty sure that just counts as a root. Sweet potato's great by itself. Yes, it is. It is. It's very good by itself. Yeah, I don't like squash or broccoli tempura. Like, none of that really vibes with me. Maybe carrot tempura, but honestly, I'd rather just eat the carrot raw with like some kind of dip. Like some really strong ranch or blue cheese rather than anything else. I'm not a huge fan of vegetables in general. Generally anything green. You can kind of assume that anything green I probably won't vibe with. Green onions, if I really, 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 really have to. But if it has a green tint to it, you can probably assume it's not going in my mouth. And watermelon doesn't count because watermelon's red on the inside. Boo doo 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 doo. Boo doo doo doo. But yeah, so let me be clear though. I can cook with vegetables, okay? If you need me to make you a dish and you are in need of some fiber, some nutrients, I can cook you a pretty mean vegetable dish. I just won't eat it. I'll prepare it for you. I'll make you everything in a separate frying pan if I need be, but I'm going to make my own food separately. Green John John hates matcha. I do hate matcha. I don't like matcha. I think matcha tastes like plant and grass, and I really, really hate it. Matcha is disgusting. I don't know how you guys can like it. No. Bok choy is also disgusting. I make it very often because my wife loves baby bok choy with soups, but I hate bok choy. I hate the smell. I hate the taste. I hate the looks. I hate the texture. Bok choy is disgusting. You know, at the base I was at, the veggies were literally the best part of the meal somehow. That's actually really impressive, honestly. That's good on the cook then, because I do know like a lot of cooks in the army do try to learn how to make veggies taste really good because they need to make sure that their recruits are getting the proper amount of nutrition. Wait, but green enchiladas? What is a green enchilada? Is it just wrapped in the green wrap? Get rid of that green wrap. You can put it in a regular enchilada wrap. Green eggs and ham? I do not like green eggs and ham, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Which, by the way, is complete waste of food coloring. It's such a pain to do. You're better off just making like regular eggs and ham, for crying out loud. Just the green sauce. Oh, like is it like a pesto then? Maybe. Everything is great with seasoning. Meat is terrible without seasoning. That is true. If you don't like properly season like a good steak, it's gonna taste awful no matter what. Purple eggs and blue bacon. What? Why is your bacon blue? If your bacon is blue, that pig has been dead for far too long. That pig has seen things. That pig has crossed into the afterlife and returned. Enchilada verdes? That sounds actually really good. Oh, here's the thing. Fine, there's another exception. Salsa verde. I love a good salsa verde. I love a good salsa verde. It's so good. A good damn salsa verde on a big fat breakfast burrito slaps so hard. It is the one time that I can eat cilantro. I don't know why. That is the only time where I'll be able to stomach the taste of cilantro is in salsa verde. I wonder if Starry eats blue eggs and ham. Hey, Starry. Would you like some blue eggs and ham, Starry? You are? Would you like some blue eggs and ham? Green enchiladas with some kind of green pepper and tomatillos is the main two ingredients. Not big on the green peppers. Tomatillos usually are chopped up really small, so I'd be okay with those. The greenness of thy guys is back. Technically, no, green guy. There is actually a VTuber I know who's literally like full green. You're gonna have to compete with him. Breakfast burrito. Oh wait, how do you guys like your breakfast burritos? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna break this down for you. John eats heirloom green tomatoes and jalapenos. I can work with jalapenos. Not a big fan of eating them by themselves. They usually have to be like chopped up and then added to like a sauce. Heirloom green tomatoes, I really don't like. I don't know why people like green tomatoes. They taste like bitter and sour to me in most cases. Okay. Look. The perfect breakfast burrito. You have eggs. You have your 3 cheeses. You have bacon. You have ham. You have, what is it? You have sausage. You have all that stirred together, mixed up into like a nice scramble. Then you take some hash browns. You mix that up in there as well. Then as you're rolling that all up in your burrito, you lay down a layer of sour cream. And you roll all that up, get it nice and tight, and you have that with some beautiful roasted salsa verde. And that shit is going to satisfy you. You're going to be happy for the rest of the day. You're going to devour that burrito, and you're going to want seconds. A whole breakfast in a burrito? Yes. I basically just put everything in an American breakfast into a burrito and ate it. Blue eggs and ham. I mean, not different from green eggs and ham, so sure. No. The blue eggs are the 1,000-year-old century egg, Starry. We put those into a frying pan and then we cook that up real fast. We're gonna have that, and then the blue ham is from a pig that's been bled completely dry, and then we take the ham from that, and then we fry it in blue cheese. That's what blue ham is. So century eggs fried, and then de-blooded ham in blue cheese. If I had to make one, American cheese with egg, pinch of salt, and it's perfect as is. Okay. I think I forgot I gotta never eat again. I gotta leave. Wait, has anybody here actually tried century eggs? Does anybody even know what that is? It's basically where you take an egg and you bury it underground, supposedly for like 1,000 years, but you can basically, I think, leave it for up to a full year, and it'll basically just ferment. And when you crack it open, it comes out as like this big black and yellow solid thing that just rolls out. And it's considered a delicacy in certain Asian cultures. Kind of like how, people freak out at balut. If you don't have balut, your like scare food is usually the 1,000-year egg. Ow. Hi, Jarl. Instead of breakfast burrito, it's more of an egg burrito. Yeah. So gross. I do want to try century egg just to see what it's like. I'm a little worried what it's going to do to my stomach because, I didn't grow up with it, so it's probably going to wreak havoc on my stomach once I do eat it. But century egg, I want to try. I want to try stinky tofu because I hear, apparently stinky tofu to a bunch of Asians just smells like fermented tofu. It's not that bad. It's basically almost like kimchi tofu. It's not century, it's only 100. I can't do math, Starry. You know this. I can't do math. Century egg. I don't want to try balut. I've never had balut, and I don't want to try it. I don't want my food to stare back at me. That's also why I don't like the dishes that are served with the fish head. You're supposed to eat the head as well. I really don't want my food looking back at me. There's people who like go like, the fish eye, it's delicacy. No, thank you. No, thank you very much. I want my meat on the table dismantled. I don't need it. I don't need it like whole. John is too scared to play real horror. No. My computer is too scared to play real horror. I am perfectly willing to dive back into no, I'm not a human, but my computer is preventing me. I can't do anything about that. There's nothing I can do about that. Beef head? Wait, you can eat beef head? I guess that makes sense, right? Because you have like the beef cheek. But other than the cheek, is there like any meat on there? Are you eating the beef brain? Horror will make its way to the stream one way or another. Exactly. You all wanted to be scared. Well, don't worry. I will provide that. Tacos de cabeza is really good. Is that tacos el beef head? What I do want to try, I think I've talked about this before. There's a Korean dish called sanakji, and it's kind of controversial because it was used to be served like they would literally cut the tentacles off an octopus as it was still alive and serve it. But apparently there's some places that found like a more humane way to serve it. And what it's supposed to do is you have the tentacles served to you on a plate. They're basically raw. And you're supposed to pour soy sauce over them. And the salt in the soy sauce activates the tentacles. They start like flopping around. And you're supposed to put them in your mouth and swallow them while they're still like flopping around. And I really, really want to see what that is like. I don't know why, but for some reason I've always been drawn to the concept of trying sanakji. Roll the clips from Alien and Resident Evil. Oh, of me like screaming my head off. I don't mind being scared of horror if I agree to it, all right? Yeah. And then like sometimes like it's also considered a bit of a dangerous dish because there's a chance that the suckers on the tentacles will grab onto your throat as they're eating it and they might choke you. So it's also like a bit of a test of courage. It'll be fine. You won't die. Just chew really, really well. Cheek, tongue, and brain have fun. Cheek and tongue is not that bad. The brain I might have some issues with. Mostly because I've seen what monkey brain looks like on a dish, and I don't know if I want to replicate that experience again. John is drawn to the concept of choking on tentacles. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow. Chat, I want you to look me in the eyes. And I want, ow, 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 ow. I want you to look me in the eyes. And I want you to tell me that feeling a tentacle wrap around your throat and squeezing as you fight for air isn't a little sexy. Ah? 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 Don't you want to feel the tentacles slipping down your throat, grasping on, and as you fight for breath, you slowly feel the air starting to escape your lungs as the tentacle begins to throb inside of you. Don't you want to try that? Isn't that what the internet's into? Ow, 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 ow. Going out by getting sucked to death sounds like a great time. Exactly. Guys, this is about thinking progressively. This is about, don't you want to try new experiences? Don't you want to experiment? We all talk about wanting to see these really naughty stuff in anime and adult anime. Well, now here's a chance for you to try it for yourself. It's gonna go great. It's basically just asphyxiation play along with tentacle play. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be. There's no way that the combination of those two goes bad. What I walk into? Fetishes. It's gonna be great. Don't worry, Tor. But yeah, Snokji is like pretty high on my list of foods I want to try. Like I said, like I said, I've seen monkey brain, but I didn't really want to try that. Trying to think what other like scary foods there are. Oh, haggis. I know that like so like a popular Scottish food is you take a sheep's bladder, you stuff it full of a bunch of kinds of meat, almost like a sausage. I think it's like meat and like a kind of like porridge. And you sew that all up and you're supposed to eat it like that. Like it gets cooked inside the sheep bladder. It's supposed to be like really moist and tasty. Like all the flavor gets concentrated. I just want to try it. I want to see what that is like. I've been told haggis basically just tastes like really salty sausage. Damn it. Is that really all it is? Just really, really salty sausage? Boo. Boo. Scary food, kasu marzu. Oh, is that the maggot cheese, right? That's like that Scandinavian cheese that you're supposed to like leave out. It like you're supposed to leave it like completely uncovered, and the idea is that the flies like get on the cheese, they lay eggs in it, and the maggots basically like eat their way through the cheese, the entire cheese wheel. And the idea is that the droppings of the maggot cheese, the droppings of the maggots basically is converted into like this really nutritious, really high protein cheese. And then you're supposed to eat the cheese. I believe you're supposed to clean the maggots out of the cheese before you eat it. But I think there's also some places where like it's safe to eat the fly larva. Brain is high in cholesterol. It should be treated as a delicacy. They can cream it just the way I like it. No, that's the thing. I think the cheese is still like hard. The cheese is still like pretty stiff. And I think you're supposed to like spread it on like bread or something. And then it's supposed to be like really nutritious and really high in protein. I'm pretty sure it's like specifically the fly maggots are made to be safe to eat. I'll just die instead, thank you. Hey, I didn't say I want to try it, but you need to chew thoroughly lest you get the maggots in your gut. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like it's no biggie, right? Just chew and make sure that the maggots are chewed up with you. That's just extra protein, guys. It's just extra protein. Remember, you can eat a tarantula for extra protein. And if you eat 100 tarantulas, you'll reach your weekly diet for protein. It'll be great. It'll be lovely. Hi, Alex. How are you? Don't tell that to Levity. Why love it? I think I had a conversation with Levity about eating spiders before, so you know what? I think we're fine on that part. Actually, speaking of Sino, have you guys tried crocodile? I'm sorry, not crocodile, alligator. Have you guys tried alligator? I feel like the only times I've ever tried alligator were basically the tail, and it's always been deep fried. I don't think I've seen it served any other way but deep fried. But it's really good when it's served because like it basically tastes like fried chicken, honestly. Hey, spiders, that's why you eat them, Alex. That's why you gotta eat them. If you hate the spiders, the more of them you eat, the less of them there will be around. Crocodile ice cream is a thing. That's so bizarre because that's basically just chicken flavored ice cream, which is also a thing apparently. Chicken flavored ice cream and steak flavored ice cream both exist. Candy coated cockroaches. Oh, Have you know those like the lollipop when have you ever gone to the science center, the one where it's got like, oh, this is where the kids are supposed to go so they can learn about science with all these fun little toys and exhibits. And they always serve like bugs, grasshoppers, cockroaches, spiders in like these clear lollipops, always without fail. I remember going to a science center like maybe like 3 to 5 years ago, still had the clear lollipops with the bugs. I've had the cricket and the scorpion before. It's not that bad. Yeah, basically because it's basically just like crunchy sugar at that point, right? Because the bug itself doesn't have a flavor. It's just covered in crystallized sugar. So yeah, it's gonna taste fine. It's just gonna taste like a lollipop essentially. I did hear like there's like this I think I told you guys about this. There's a place in Japan which specializes in bug ramen. Everything, completely everything. The ramen broth, the noodles, the toppings, the protein, the side dishes are all bugs. I think they serve like fried bugs for the side dishes. The noodles are made out of crushed bugs. The soup is made out of like stewed bug carcasses. And apparently it's actually pretty darn good. Why is it always Japan? Hey, you know, if it's not Japan, it's somebody else. Look, we serve mystery meat wrapped up in plastic casings and fried on a grill until they're burnt, along with fake mustard and ketchup. I don't think we have any right to talk about weird foods if you really think about it. Or we somehow have like canned food that can survive a nuclear apocalypse and still be edible. Shrimp is good, bugs are good too. Yeah, exactly. Bugs are just the shrimp of the land. Guys, bugs are just the shrimp of the land. Enjoy your lurk, Alex. Take care. What is life if not enjoyable? I did have crab legs for the first time. That was your first time having crab legs? Ooh, what'd you think? Nice. As a youngling, as a very tiny prince, I used to love getting crab legs with the family. There was this basically seafood buffet chain back where I lived called Todai, a Japanese chain. And it was basically one of those like Asian buffets where they have a whole bunch of like cheap Chinese food, cheap sushi, and like a bunch of the breads like mac and cheese, garlic bread, pasta. But one thing that made Todai stand out, and I'm pretty sure is also the reason why they went out of business, is Todai would always have a giant heaping serving of Alaskan king crab legs. Always. And we'd go to Todai, us and the whole family, like maybe like back in the days when buffets were a lot cheaper, like maybe like 15 to 13 bucks per person. We'd go to Todai, we just sit there and we just eat crab legs for the next 2 hours. It was lovely. It was great. As much crab legs as you want with like butter dipping sauce on the side. It was great. And then it went out of business. I'm pretty sure because the crab legs bankrupted them. Would you eat balut? I really can't. Like, I heard it's really crunchy. Like you can feel the bones in the embryo being crushed up between your teeth. And the entire time, the head's just going to be looking at me. I can't do that. Balut's not for me, honestly. I miss the old buffets. Ooh, wait. Does anybody here remember home style? Is it home? No, hometown buffet. Does anybody remember hometown buffet? It's like this, it's like the most like American buffet chain. Serves mac and cheese, stewed veggies, pasta, spaghetti, garlic bread again. I think I remember orange chicken. The driest of white rice, and then to have like those little pastries, like the little chocolate cakes that are like super cheap. Oh yeah, hometown buffet. Lobster rolls are no joke though. Haven't had one yet, but yeah, really expensive. Lobster rolls are overpriced as shit because in a lot of cases, it's not true lobster. It's, in all honesty, I would say that the best tasting lobster rolls are actually the ones that are made with I think it's called like longisa. It's basically like crayfish. And they're delicious. And I think they're better than true lobster rolls, but they charge the same price they charge like still like an insane amount when you can pick up a bag of longisa at the store for less than 10, 12 bucks. Lobster rolls is one of the most overpriced shit that I've ever seen. Balut. Balut is when you take an egg, you let the embryo develop halfway, and then you eat it while the embryo is still like in that half form between embryo and fully formed birds. So you can see a little bit of feathers, you can see the beak, you can see the eyes, and you're just supposed to chow down on that. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Not a big fan of that. Thank you very much. Oh my god! Imagine an ostrich balut. Just picture that, a giant fucking ostrich embryo egg, and the whole time that you're eating this thing, just its beady, glassy eyes are just looking at you. Oh no. There's one to try. That you can put that on your bucket list. Try ostrich balut. We always end up talking about food, huh? always end up talking about food. How do we go from where we talking about like street lights and then we somehow got on food? Like a whole pig at a bar. Now hold on. I know I said I couldn't handle things that look back at you. But there was this one time where we were staying over at a Hawaiian family's house. And they got a bunch of banana leaves. They dug a pit in the backyard. Put a pig in there. Slow roasted that pig for most of the day. Served that up for dinner. That was the most tender, juicy, crackling skin pork that I've ever had. It was delicious. I wake up sometimes dreaming of that pig. Absolutely worth it. Barbecue pits are so freaking good. Dude, like, if you want to do like a backyard barbecue pit, Hawaiian style is the way to go. And then you can also do the whole thing where like you can it's Hawaiian and Filipino. Hawaiian and Filipino are the ones that know how to do that really well. And then for Filipino style eating, you're supposed to take that big pig, you put it on the table, and then all over the table, like table's usually like wrapped in like safety wrap or has like a whole bunch of other bamboo leaves on it. And you just pour like a mixture of sausage, rice, potatoes, celery, carrots, and seafood. And you just pour that all over the table, and then everyone just reaches in with their hands, starts grabbing it, and starts eating, tearing off like pieces of the pig, grabbing rice, just stuffing it in your mouth. Fucking delicious. Amazing. You really got to trust that everybody's cleaned their hands, but amazing. Oh, so good. I'm hungry now. I want pork. I'm going to make pork belly tomorrow. They also do that in Mexico. Cochinita pibil is the one dish that has stuck around really good. Ooh, wait, what is cochinita? Cochinita pibil. Oh, a traditional Yucatec Mayan slow roasted pork dish from Mexico's peninsula. It is known for its incredible tenderness and vivid orange-red color from a marinade based on achiote? Achiote paste. That actually sounds really good. That sounds delicious, actually. I'm getting kind of hungry now. I want to go nums on some foods. It's so good. It sounds delicious. You know how, like, I feel like whenever it comes to Mexican food, the rule of thumb is to always go to, like, the dingiest, dirty looking place that has, like, a line out the door. And that is where you're going to find, like, the best tacos, the best enchiladas in the entire city. You're not going to that high upscale restaurant that has a waiting list. No. You got to find the taco shop that looks like it hasn't been cleaned in years. And the only thing clean is the kitchen, basically. But the line is like stretching around the building. That's how you know you found the good taco shop. I guess that's actually generally the case for most Asian foods. If you want good Asian or traditional Asian food, just ignore the big fancy places. Go for the little hole in the walls that have like a big audience. It's worth it. The line will move fast. You'll be fine. My tummy is rumbling now. I want to eat. Oh, I want to curl up with a nice book and just nom on foods now. I agree. Look, one thing I can guarantee, if you come to my stream, you'll always leave hungry. You'll always leave hungry because we'll end up talking about food at some point and we're just going to go on a small rant about food. Either that or I'll devolve into a rant about the conspiracy of how rabbits are taking over the world and the Playboy Mansion is actually an insider job. Take your pick. Which do you want? You want the unhinged rant or do you want the delicious food talk? What you're reading at the moment? I'm actually reading, well, I don't know if this counts. Does manga count as reading? Does manga and manhwa count as reading? I'm actually reading a very sweet and very nice little manhwa called The Main Lead's Lion Daughter. Beautiful story about adoption, found family, and political navigation. Yeah, counts as reading? Good. Like, I know there's like some people who consider like graphic novels and comics as not reading, but for me, I'm like, hey, look, if you're reading, period, it's good. It's solid. Sounds like it's not a pornhwa. It's not a pornhwa. There's nothing, actually, if anything, it's like the most non-sus comic ever. It's basically nothing about like, just like, okay, so what's it about? It's basically this Duke is going around. He's supposed to be like cold and emotionless, but his really close friend had kids and he saw how happy he was with the kids. So the Duke's like, okay, you know what? To achieve happiness and satisfaction, I need to have a child. But I don't want to get married to a wife because both political and also he just seems to get really annoyed by most women. So I'm going to go find a kid at an orphanage to adopt, which, you know, fair. And as it turns out, our main protagonist impresses him by being fierce and talking back to him and not being afraid of him. And he adopts her, takes her in, and it's actually a really, really heartwarming story about them interacting. It's very cute, very good dialogue, a lot of good back and forth, and I definitely recommend it. The male leads lion daughter. I'm just rereading this one about a bro and a sis, totally wholesome. See, I've read enough adult manhwa to know anything involving a bro and a sis usually is not wholesome. There's like a look when it comes. I don't know what it is about manhwa, but whenever it comes to a brother and a sister, there's a 25% chance that it's gonna be just two bickering siblings beating the shit out of each other, and there's a 75% chance that something really sus and weird is going on there. Totally wholesome, 100%. Yeah, and I'm sure that the cover totally has a really hot girl wearing no clothing with sweat flying everywhere. 100%. Totally. 1000%. Those are getting. I'm always really impressed how manhwa can put out like entire chapters of colored pages with really beautiful artwork, fully rendered, and they do so on like a weekly basis. Meanwhile, we have like Japanese manga where everything's black and white and it's got like an irregular release schedule. There might be like one chapter a month. It's like, damn, Korean scheduling is insane. But yeah, like if you enjoy reading, my advice is always like, if you enjoy reading comics, hey, try manga. If you enjoy reading manga, try comics. If you enjoy reading manga and comics, try manhwa. If you like manhwa, I forget what the Chinese, I think it's like donhua? I can't remember. There's a word for Chinese comics, but all you need is to try different genres, different types of comics. You might find some really, really solid stories in them. Don't be thrown off. Like, despite me loving Japanese manga, I love Korean manhwa and I love American comics because American comics have that like superhero larger than life feeling to them that's really hard to capture in even like in shonen manga. Whereas I think manga are really, really good at telling unique and interesting stories. And manhwa are very, very good at taking stereotypes and your standard, like your regular plot points and finding new ways to adapt them into interesting storylines. All I read is manhwa at this point for that reason. Good stories and we don't have to wait as long. That is true. Like the wait is so much shorter for manhwa until like inevitably the author's like, hey guys, I'm taking a hiatus. I literally wrote so hard that my fingers broke. Or I wrote so hard I lost all feeling in my right arm. Or I drew so much that I went blind. I feel like whenever manhwa has a break, it's always because, hey, I just had a life debilitating injury. I'm going to need like 2 weeks to recover. Just depends. Most webcomics. Ooh, webcomics, yes. You can also find some really good webcomics. I will always recommend, if you want something not safe for work, I recommend Sunstone. If you want something safe for work, I'm gonna be real. I know mostly not safe for work webcomics. I'll be honest, I mostly only know not safe for work webcomics. I don't know why. That's shit, why is that the case? They all involve nudity or sex somehow. How is that possible? I'm genuinely trying as hard as I can to think of a safe for work webcomic and one's not coming to my brain right now. John used that excuse for Hollow Knight. Wait, what excuse? What excuse did I use? Webcomics have become very popular for a reason, but manhwa also comes out as the black and white comic style. Whenever I hear manhwa nowadays, you usually talk about webcomics. Wait, really? No. Okay, so for me, there's like different categories. Manhwa is specifically manga made by Koreans, usually hosted on, yes, it is hosted online in most cases, but it's still like its own category. Web comics are generally made by indie artists, hosted purely on the internet, not necessarily belonging to any genre or any specific ethnicity. Is literally just like comics put on the internet on like Twitter or on Pinterest or Tumblr, and that's just how they get out there and become popular. Or they have like their own site, stuff like that. John use that excuse for Hollow Knight, fingers falling off. Okay, to be fair, look, after that like 6-hour long stream of Silk Song, I genuinely had blisters on my thumb from pressing against the thumbsticks too hard. Okay, look, when I'm a gamer, I game hard, I game strong, and my fingers pay the price. Elden Ring 2, remember? Like, we had some long ass Elden Ring streams. Like Shield, like Jarl, like real talk. So this controller I'm holding in my hands right now, this is like my third controller. The second controller was the one that I had for Elden Ring, and I literally wore down the back grips. Like it was like before, like it had this like texture to it that made it easier to grip. It was worn down smooth by my hands gripping so hard by the end of the Elden Ring streams, and the covering on the thumbsticks had been not torn away, had been worn down so much that all that remained were the little plastic nubs. And that was how I killed the Elden Beast. That Elden Ring training art did nothing for you? Hey, it made me half okay at Night Rain, okay? Me, manhwa was just Korean comics, but Naver webtoons as well as a few others have changed the industry. That's very true. That's very fair, yes. That's very, very true. That's not good? Yeah. Yeah. I have very sweaty hands. I'll be perfectly honest and upfront. When I game, my palms are sweaty, my knees weak, mom spaghetti. No, like my hands actually do get like really sweaty, and I think because of that, the acidity of the sweat on my skin, along with like the friction of me like just gripping onto the controllers so hard, is literally melting it away. I'm a monster. I wore out a Razer's mouse's left click because of how hard I was pressing. Now it's my demon backup mouse. Wait. Have I not shown you guys the pictures of my old mouse? I swear like on both Discord and Twitter I posted images. Let me see if I can find it. There's literally a hole burned into the side of the mouse from me holding on to it for too long. Wait. I gotta see if I can find this. I think I put it in media? Mouse. My mouse died. That goes my mouse's Bluetooth. Shit, I can't find it. Okay, here, how do I describe this? So when you hold onto a mouse, you know how your thumb rests on the left side of the mouse and is kind of like pressed up against the side, right? To like hold it in place. And then the rest, your pinky falls on the other side along with your fourth finger. And then usually your index finger falls on the left click, and then your middle finger falls on the right click. When I got rid of that mouse, where the thumb rests, there was a hole burned all the way down to the plastic inner casing. So you could see the wires inside and the chipboard. There was a hole burned into the side from my thumb rubbing up against it. My left click, every time I clicked with it, I could feel something pressing against my finger because I had burned a hole through the little panel that sits there so that you can press down it and click it. I had burned a hole down through that, reaching down to the mechanical pieces underneath. Look, when I destroy my shit, I go hard. I make sure it's basically not usable again afterwards before I replace it. It served me well. That mouse served me for, I think, almost 6 years, maybe longer. And I finally replaced it, like, literally, I think, 3 to 4 months ago. But yeah, I melted the skin off of my mouse. When I play games, the only thing that burns is my brain. I need to get off. Nah, we go hard. Just 6? What do you mean just 6? Is 6 years not a lot for a mouse? Especially a gaming mouse, one that you like click a lot on? Surely 6 years is a long time. You're actually built different. The other confessions I have. Okay, so when I trooper of a mouse. Hi, Linois. When I play games, my left hand rests usually on the WASD keys. When I retired my last keyboard, my thumb usually sits on the space bar because it's usually like jumping or dashing, whatever. You can tell where my thumb usually rests on my space bar because there's a indent in the plastic, a pretty deep one, where my thumb just fits perfectly into. Just like a little indent, like someone took a knife and carved into the plastic of the space key. And my thumb just sits perfectly in there. And then for the WASD keys, all 4 of them sit, the WAD keys sit a little bit lower than the rest of the keyboard because they usually have pressure being put on them at all times. Where are you putting your thumb? On the space bar. On the space, like, okay, like if I'm holding it right now, my thumb is usually resting on the left third of the space bar. And yeah, there's just like a divot in there now. And then my pinky is usually resting on the left control key because that's usually used for crouching. And then some games have like crouch dash, stuff like that. At one point, my left control key cracked in half. Like not like the little plastic part on the inside was broken. No. I cracked my left control key in half mid-gaming session. And then to fix it, I just got some gaff tape, wrapped it around the plastic nub that is where the keycap sits on, and I just continued using it like that. And I kept using it until I replaced my keyboard because I was like, there's no point in buying a single keycap for like $4 or $5. I might as well just like wait until I get a new keyboard. And then I kept using it that way for another year. I'm telling you, I'm a strong gamer. And if my shit breaks, I try my best to fix it until it works again. Like, I think some of you were live with me when my mic boom arm exploded. Like, not fell apart, exploded. Like the spring literally shot past my face into the wall, and then the part that holds my mic fragmented into like 5 different pieces. I think it was like mid collab. I think I was like playing games with somebody, and then I had to grab my old mic. And right now what I've done is I've basically lashed my mic to my old boom arm because the boom arm no longer like moves, and I've lashed everything in place, and I kind of can now only like swing it back and forth, and that's really about it. Never played thumb war against John? Yes, I'll melt away your thumb. If it means winning, I will crush your fingers and then melt your thumb. You'll have nothing but like a little bony stub. It'll be great. It'll be lovely. We'll all have a good time. We'll all have fun. Ugh. Am I the only one who does this shit? Like, really, like, none of you have ever had this problem. None of you have ever melted, like, holes in your mouse or holes in your keyboard. No? Just me? Really? Nope. Well... well, shit. Hey, at least it means I'm good with my fingers, right? My fingers are strong. So it means I'm good with my fingers for gripping things. Like I said, just your brain melts? Yeah, that's fair. I mean... there was, like... my headset also used to be basically... oh, I forgot about this. Okay. So I had a old pair of earphones back in, I think... it was after I got out of college and I was basically living with some friends. Rent was super high, so I didn't really have like a lot of pocket cash. And one day my headphones broke. Like the left side of the ear cup just came off. So I basically did everything I could, put it together, kind of just tied it together with tape and kept on using it. And then about a couple months later, the right side fell off, so I had lashed that back together. Did my best to keep the wires closed. Took out like a little bit of soldering iron I had and wired the wires to make sure that everything still worked. By the time that I had retired that particular headset, the band over your head, the one where like it sits on your head and makes sure that it doesn't slip down, was broken in 3 different places, just like cracked and like could like literally wave back and forth. The ear cups were no longer held in place by the original housing. They were basically just dangling there and were secured by just a lot of tape that had just basically been rolled over and over and over until it was like almost stiff. And I had resoldered the wires, I think 2 to 3 times to make sure that everything was still working, because they, you know, like when the headset fell off, sometimes the wires would disconnect. So I had to resolder them. Look, when you don't have money, you get inventive. Never lend things. No. Lend things to me because you can guarantee that I'll get the maximum usage out of them. They will break, but I will be sure that they are completely unusable before I retire them. I will get the maximum efficiency out of them. Sleepy Vax, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Cultum. What cursed devices have you broken? I am a master of efficiency. If something breaks, I don't just throw it away. I use it until it's practically unusable and actually just falling apart. That's why you lend stuff to me. You know for sure that when you give me something, it's going to get maximum usage. See? It's perfect. I broke my What? What? You know, that's an organic object. You generally don't want to break those. You can't really tape those back together. We need you on the current factories. Yeah, probably. I would probably be a very good foreman. You're a master of something. Yes, a master debater. I am a master debater. I can debate all day. I can debate all night. Sorry. Is this the Pornhub conversation again? I hope not. I showed her a video and she froze up. I'm terrified to ask, and you know what? Maybe it's better we don't clarify. Was What, this stream? How dare you? We're talking about nothing but wholesome things. We're talking about how to best use your devices. We're talking about reading recommendations. We're talking about wonderful foods that you should go out and try. Everything that we've discussed in this stream is educational. You all have learned so many new things. You've all been educated by the wonderful me. No, not this stream with the awesome one. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Reading recommendations? Yeah, reading recommendations. Like this wonderful manhwa I know called Stop Her, about a boy. Sorry, not a boy, a man, a really short man, who is constantly annoyed by the cigarette smoke drifting over from his neighbor. So one day he goes over to complain, and it turns out she's a really hot woman, and then, you know, things happen. Or we could talk about my wife's favorite book, Fourth Wing, which is about a girl who gets into an academy for training dragons and dragon riders, and she meets this boy who I swear the book describes as eyes like thunder. No, eyes like dark thunder, hair as black as night, and a piercing jawline. Spice meter for which one? Fourth Wing or Stop Her? For Fourth Wing, there's like one explicit scene, and then for Stop Her, that's probably a 9 spicy. There's like usually some pepper in every single scene. I mean, in every single chapter, there's a lot of pepper, because it's not just her. There's like 3 other girls that get involved, so there's a lot of pepper. My friends would have told me Percy Jackson or Harry Potter. Percy Jackson's fine. Harry Potter's fine. They're both like good young adult fantasy novels, but you want to expand your horizons. You want to try new things. You want to explore. Oh yeah, the dragon version of A Court of Thorns and Roses? No. Court of Thorns and Roses is infinitely more explicit than Fourth Wing. The neighbors end up being coworkers. Was the one where they end up running to each other all the time, or the one that, you know what, take your pick? There is a girl that is his neighbor that ends up being a coworker. There is a girl that they end up running to each other all the time. Yes, that all those tropes are in there. But yeah, you want to expand your horizons. Real talk. If you want an actual reading recommendation, honestly, I would recommend anything by Brandon Sanderson. Wonderful fantasy writer. Writes some of the best trilogies and epic sagas. That one's definitely not explicit at all. It's all 100% based on fantasy. I think my favorite one from him was the Herder Chronicles. I think the first one's either Sorer or Exile. No, might be Exile Sojourn. Sorer, Exile, Sojourn, I think is the trilogy that he wrote that I first got into his books. Beautifully written books, wonderful characters, no like explicit stuff about it whatsoever. It's all just fantasy. People recommend Wheel of Time, but I'll be honest, I know people like Wheel of Time, and I think like it's held up as one of the standards of modern fantasy. Wheel of Time, I got so bored. I am a very avid fantasy reader, and Wheel of Time actually put me to sleep. I was just reading on the couch, and I was just like, okay. He goes and gets his sword, and he casts his magic. Oh god, I fell asleep. Other than that, let me think. Ellie Modestet is amazing. If you want like TTRPG fantasy, you should definitely check out the Legend of Drizzt, Drizzit books about a dark elf who's been rejected from his society and goes off in like adventures with a whole bunch of basically adventures with like a D&D party. T.A. Barron, yes, T.A. Barron's Merlin series is really good. I started with Heaven's Official's Blessings. That one's also really good. You gotta be really okay with boy love for that one. That one's very heavily in the boy love. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just make sure it's a genre you're interested in. Try to read a book while on the cutter, but the rocking started to make me seasick tragically. Yeah, reading books on a boat is something you have to kind of like learn to do, and it's sometimes not for everyone. Still got some pages in it though. Nice. Trying to think what else I would recommend. If you're doing sci-fi, I mean, I know it's like a over-recommended classic, but Ender's Game is such a good book. Anything Asimov, if you want to talk about robots. Mercedes Lackey and the Dragon Riders of Pern series is a really good mixture of sci-fi and fantasy. What else? Ender Game and Xenocide. Yeah. And oh my, I mean, they've had like 2 movies about it already, but if you can get through the Dune books, it is like an extreme epic saga. You'll be, if you can get into the Dune books, you're going to be there for a while. You're going to be there for maybe a year or 2. The Aragon Red. Oh, Christopher Paolini. Okay, this is an opinion that might get me lambasted. I straight up think he had something really, really good with Aragon, and I think he fucked it up. I think he tried too hard to get very Lord of the Rings with it when he's not a Lord of the Rings writer. He is a young adult writer, and he does that very, very well. But he tried to make it too adult and too complicated. And honestly, if he had stuck with the original formula he had for Aragon, he probably would have gone on to write some really good books. I fell out of love with that series so quickly. If you want a book series where you'll be there for a while, The Horus Heresy. Yeah, the 40, like anything from like Black Library. Sorry, not anything. A lot of things from Black Library are really good, which is basically the 40K series. There's something great with Aragon and Fumble with the Bag by trying to wear 2 different hats. Yes. Oh my god. Does anybody here remember the Aragon movie? The Aragon live action movie? Where the dragon flies up into the sky, comes back down, a fully fledged dragon. This is not like a time skip. She literally flies up into the sky and in the next minute descends back down, fully formed as an adult dragon. She goes from like not being able to speak at all literally 10 seconds ago to being like, I am Saphira. I am your dragon. I cracked up laughing. We were watching that because I didn't get to see it in theaters. We saw it in a classroom with a whole bunch of, with my orchestra class back in high school. Was that? No, not high school. Some class, some orchestral class. I was like, wait, I was way out of high school by that point. Some orchestral class. We sat down, we watched Aragon. And when she descended, she's like, I am Saphira. I fucking burst out cackling out loud. Everyone turned to look at me, but they're also like kind of laughing too. And I was just sitting there like, oh my God, how did they fuck that up so badly? That was the worst adaptation of a book that I've ever seen. And I've seen some pretty bad ones. The main 40K series I strongly recommend any gritty sci-fi fan needs to read is Gaunt's Ghosts. Ooh, I've heard good ones about that. I really want to get into more Black Library stuff because I haven't had time to, but I hear a lot of the 40K original novels are really, really good. Now that movie was good character progression. Oh yeah, character progression in less than 10 seconds from child to adult, so quickly. No, but yeah, Aragon was really, really good. I think the next one it went like Aragon, Eldest, Murtagh. Was Murtagh the third book? I think I remember reading Aragon, loving it. Like I was like, oh my god, like Aragon, like Christopher Paolini is now my favorite author. I think I even put that. I was like, I think once like on one of those like random security questions, they're like, oh, who's your favorite author? I was like, oh, Christopher Paolini, because Aragon was really, really fucking good. And then I read Eldest. I was like, something feels a little different about this book. And then I read like I think the first chapter of the third book, and I was just like, nope. Just closed it. I was like, I'm done. Could not give two shits. I'm out. But yeah, like anything Christopher Paolini writes, I'm probably gonna approach with a lot of caution and be like, is this? Are you gonna fuck this up again? Let me see. Actually, what was the third book of Aragon? Because I genuinely cannot remember anymore. Brynhildr, it might be. Aragon. It was a trilogy, right? Aragon trilogy. It started getting good starting chapter 2. Oh, really, Muha? You mean is it like that meme where I turned away and right through the next pickaxe cutting area was like nothing but diamonds? Are you saying, oh, I turned away too fast? Oh, not Brynhildr. It was Brasinger, the word for fire. And I guess, oh no, there's actually 4 books: Aragon, Eldest, Brasinger, and Inheritance. And then I think Murtagh is like its own like standalone thing. Man. If you want top tier Warhammer Fantasy, you need Gortrek and Felix in your life. Are those characters in the books? Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check out Gaunt's Ghost at some point because I really, really want to. I've heard so many good things about it. But, man. It is impressive how fast that series shot itself in the foot. I'm trying to think of other ones I genuinely like. Oh, you know what? Here. I have a potentially, ow. What's the bonk for? I didn't even do anything bad this time. Potential hot take. I think the Lord of the Rings movies are really, really bad adaptations of the book, but wonderful, amazing, gorgeous fantasy films that take the storyline of Lord of the Rings and make it digestible for wider audiences. They still feel like Tolkien. Yes, they captured the feeling and spirit of Tolkien and put that into a good, gorgeous trilogy that is beloved even today, that holds up even today. But they're not good adaptations of the books because the books are actually really dull and kind of long. No, sorry, not dull. Dry. Dry is the better word. They're really dry and really long, and there's a lot of it that honestly, if you read through them, you'd probably lose interest because like there's entire pages of just genealogy of like this character is this, the son of this, the son of this, the son of this, the son of this. Hobbit was yes, 100%. Hobbit was a wonderful book, and that movie, I really don't like the Hobbit trilogy. I feel like it was rushed, which it was, and they brought in too many people way too late in the process. It was a very bad decision. And they tried like shoehorning in this whole like side romance with a side plot and a side villain that really didn't need to be there. Smaug is the villain. He should not be shunted off to make space for this random reoccurring orc. I prefer the rotoscoped animated movies. Oh, those are good, actually. Also, heads up, there's a 3-minute ad break coming in, mostly just to prevent us from dealing with ads during the rest of the stream. Books are very dry. You don't even leave the Shire until because like the entire like first half of the Fellowship of the Ring is just in the Shire. They're running away from the oh fuck, what are they called? The Nazgul. And they literally spend the entire first half just like wandering through a city and then talking to that really like powerful nature guy. The really, really powerful nature guy. I can't remember his name. The film's character, the purest essence of Tolkien in the most gorgeous way. Yes. Last book I started reading was Hitchhiker's Guide and I never finished him. Ooh, yeah. For sci-fi, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Honestly, Moo, I 100% recommend going back to it, picking it back up, and trying to reread it. It's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was so good. It is such the perfect expression of British humor. And honestly, I kind of enjoyed the movies. I enjoyed a lot of not just the movie. I enjoyed a lot of the adaptations they did for it because they're all like really funny. They bring in really good actors. And like, honestly, I would 100% recommend if you want to get into that kind of like British style sci-fi humor where it's very dry but extremely funny punchlines. It's so good. It is such a good series. I've been saying that for 7 years. I will 100% finish it one day. Is that what you've been saying for the last 7 years? Just never got into it. I mean, there's a whole anthology book of it out there. There's a whole damn anthology you can read of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and enjoy every word of it. It's so good. I'm trying to think. What are some like classic fantasy? There's like the Tales of Shannara, I think. Classic fantasy novels. Wow, their idea of classic is stuff that came out like this year. Moo also has a PC he hasn't yet to set up after how many months? Wait. What do you mean Moo has a PC that he hasn't set up? Silmarillion. Okay. I was able to get through I loved The Hobbit. I was able to read through most of Lord of the Rings without skipping through it. Silmarillion, I honestly kind of hated. I had the same issue with it that I did with a lot of Lord of the Rings, where it felt like 90% of Silmarillion was just genealogies being recited, just like Dror, son of Dro, son of Elin, son of Khal, son of Ron, daughter of Mur. Yeah, exactly. It's a history book, not a novel. But if you go in with it expecting to get a novel, because that's what Lord of the Rings was, that's what The Hobbit was, it's gonna hurt. Silmarillion's gonna hurt you. Brand new PC from Starforge just... Moo! What do you mean you have a brand new PC from Starforge just sitting around? The one part of it that you can treat like a novel is A Tale of Beren and Luthien. I don't remember which one was that one. Which one was that? I'm busy my ass. Get your PC set up for the love of Christ. Holy shit. God fucking damn. I can't believe you got a brand new PC they just have never used. I would have set that up the day it got there. Moo, what if there's an issue with it? And then you can't return it anymore. Get it fixed. It's a beautiful tragic romance. Is it based on the tale of Beren and Luthien? Is it based on the tale of Siegfried and Brynhildr? I think that's what it is, right? Don't you try and make me exercise just to distract people from you. No. Also, I have another hot take. I have a hot take. You want to hear my hot take? We're never going to see the ending of the novels of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is never going to be finished written. George R. R. Martin is never going to write the ending to the Game of Thrones books. You know why? Because he makes more money not writing them. All right. Thank you, Sleepy Vax. Appreciate you dropping on by. And thank you again for joining us and for the follow. Take care, all right? It's actually such a staple in the Tolkien word that their names are on his and his wife's headstones. Oh, that's really cool, actually. Moo's new PC that used to be set up is probably out of warranty by now. When did you get the PC, Moo? I believe in the power of fanfiction writers. We can have all the fanfiction writers we want. The reality is we'll never get an official ending to Game of Thrones because George R. R. Martin gets more deals, more interviews by people going like, hey, when are you going to write the ending? He's like, oh, I'm like halfway through. 10 years from now, oh, I'm like 75% through. He knows that there's people going to be wanting to interview him, people that want to pay him money to like reveal the ending to. He can rake in cash from subsidies from shows. Like, look what they're doing. They're doing like House of Dragons. They're doing another spin-off with what's his face? Rob Stark. They've got like games, they got everything. Oh yeah, the bioengineered dire wolves. Like, he is living the celebrity life right now, and that all will come to an end if he writes the ending. So he's just never gonna do it. The problem with Martin is his style of writing. He's a Gardner writer. He has no plan. He writes as he goes. So he's basically written himself into a corner. Yeah, I also agree with that. I also think straight up, I think he's afraid of writing the ending, because if the ending literally is not the best ending in the history of fantasy, people are going to be so angry. People are going to rip him to shreds. They will never read another book of his if the ending isn't quite literally perfect. Because there's so much hype, there's so much tension behind people wanting to see what the book's ending is, especially with how like fantastically bad the show's ending was. People want so much for there to be such a good ending to the novels that if he releases a bad ending, his life is over. People are gonna like shun him. He's gonna get like ostracized from society. You're gonna banish him to like the never-ending wastes. Yeah, same reason why Valve is never gonna release Half-Life 3. People have built up too much hype about it. You know what I think he should do? Here's my theory for the ending. It's going to go, and then as the sun rose over the horizon, all the great leaders were arrayed around the table, ready for the last meeting. And then they got on the table and they fucked. And there was a giant orgy. And through that orgy was born an alliance stronger than blood. And everyone went home happy and alive. That's my proposed ending. Just massive orgy with all the main characters. Everyone gets some. We're basically going to have a sausage party ending to this. He's rich, right? Would he care at that point? You mean thicker than blood? You can say stronger than blood, thicker than blood, either word, but you're right. Thicker than blood is probably better. It doesn't matter how rich you are. People are terrified of being shunned. Shunning is a very real threat to a lot of people. They need to be, there's certain people where they need to be in the public eye. They need to be getting attention. And if they lose that, that is worse than like being poor or having all this money. But yeah, that's my theory. We're never gonna see an ending to Game of Thrones because it's just more, I think if he ever does write an ending, someone's gonna steal the manuscript and shred it up so that TV studios can keep making cash off of spin-offs and merchandising. Because if he writes the ending, that's it. That's the official ending. They can't make anything that goes against the canon ending, or else they're fucked. So to the movie and TV studios, it's actually more profitable if George R. R. Martin just never finishes the book. It's a conspiracy. I'm just looking through like Google, being like, what are some like classic? Oh my God, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. If you were Christian and you wanted to break into fantasy, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was basically your way of getting through there. I actually don't know how many people realize that Howl's Moving Castle is a book and not just a Studio Ghibli film. Honestly, Pursuer, he might already be done with the book. Maybe he's already finished it. It's like sitting in like the thickest safe ever, buried like 1,000,000 miles underground. And he's just like going like, oh yeah, I'm still writing it. He's just never releasing the ending. But no, yeah, like Howl's Moving Castle, even though I think a lot of people in the West know it as like a Studio Ghibli film, it was actually a really famous fantasy novel written by Diane Wynne-Jones, one of like the greats in fantasy writing. And if you ever watched the movie and were curious, I actually recommend reading the book. The book is very different. The book straight up has like almost none of the same plot points as the movie. It's entirely a wholly different world. The basic bones are there, but it's got like a whole different plot. The characters act differently. There's different purposes, different endings. It's a very interesting read, honestly, if you've watched the movies first. What else? Starry's favorite novel, The Princess Bride. Honestly, really good book. Really, really great movie, but also really, really good book. I'm trying to think if there's been any other like massive legends of fantasy that have like as much as I hate Game of Thrones, like me personally, I'm really not a huge fan of the show because I think the show I think Game of Thrones is overhyped. I think people think it's better than it actually is. But that's my opinion. But I can also say that Game of Thrones is absolutely the kind of like the, what do you call it? The introduction to high fantasy for a lot of people. Definitely Game of Thrones is the one that kind of like got people who never would have picked up a fantasy novel to suddenly be like, hey, you know what? Let's see what else there is like this. Let's see like what other books there are, what other shows there are. And otherwise just would never have touched anything fantasy related. Would have been nothing but like soap operas and TV dramas. Never watched? I think I've watched like the first season and that's really about it. But I know the entire plot line because it's been like said over and over and over again. Game of Thrones peaked with the incest. I mean, you're kind of right. Let's be real. All the sibling fucking in the very first season gave some very interesting plot points that actually drove the story somewhere instead of just like meandering around looking for like something to latch onto. That's why Fire Emblem is so... There's incest in Fire Emblem? What? Whoa. Back up. I do not remember incest being in Fire Emblem. That is not a memory that I have. I think it... What? Hold on. How early are we talking? Time to go replay. Moo's like, I found it. My fetish. 776? Wait, Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem. What is 776? Oh, Thracia? Oh my god, this is like really old. This was back for the... What? Oh my... Wait, I don't even recognize that logo. What is that for? Oh my god, the Super Famicom? Oh my... Dude, this is like old. Like back in the days when color gaming was just becoming a thing. Hold on. Fire Emblem Incest. This... Typing Fire Emblem Incest into Google probably won't come up with any weird results, right? Plenty of results on certain sites. Oh, I bet. Okay, in Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, Princess Laxisis, oh my god, her name is literally Laxisis, and Lord Eldigan of Nodian. She even straightforwardly says she won't marry a guy who's less cool than her brother. It's hinted that Eldigan still considers Laxisis his most important person, even if he does love his wife. Granny. Oh. The manga makes this even more blatant, with them acknowledging in their last talk that they're in love, with Lahe almost asking Elto to be her first, but he refuses to not taint her. What the fuck? I wish I could show you guys just how long this list is. There's so much. Oh my god, there's so much. Well, all right. Today I learned that Fire Emblem is filled with incest. That was not a discovery that I intended to find out today. I have been educated, and you know what? It is an educational stream. We do our best to make sure you all learn something when you leave, and... Man. I mean, I knew that there's a lot of fan art of it. I just did not expect it to actually be like a canon thing, but today I learned. Only one I don't know about is Engage, but I wouldn't put it past it. Which one's Engage? The problem with Fire Emblem is that because they all have like proper nouns, it's all like names and verbs. There's no numbering, so it's impossible to tell, oh, what was the latest Fire Emblem? So if I say Fire Emblem 3 Houses, where does that fall in the timeline? Not having a nightmare afterwards not guaranteed, though. Yeah. Look, at the very least, I can guarantee you'll leave here with an interesting nightmare. Newest one with the red hair. I heard that the newest Fire Emblem with the red and blue hair pro tag was essentially just like a fan, what do you call it? A fan service series where it's basically just bringing back a whole bunch of old characters and heroes for you just command around. It's mostly kind of like a nostalgia series. Back, no regrets. Did you find the incest moo? Did you find the mother loving, the brother fucking, the sister sleeping, the father dilfing? You could date your daughter, grandmother, and 3 houses. All right then. Alrighty then. Yeah, sure. They call mother-daughter Oyakadon. What is a grandmother-daughter? Is there a word for grandmother chicken. Oh, that's her that's her century egg. It's the century egg Oyakadon. It's the century egg Oyakadon. It's the grandmother-daughter combo. Let's go. We found it. That's what we're calling it from now on. Whenever you have the option to do the grandmother and daughter, we call that the century egg Oyakadon. The family wreath. She is both your daughter and grandma. Time travel's a weird ass shit. What? Oh boy. Oh boy. Time travel, guys. Hey, look, you know, Pokemon's not sounding too bad now, right? At least Pokemon, well, there's that time that a Pokemon kisses Ash, but we don't talk about that. Actually, I think there's 2 times where a Pokemon straight out makes out with Ash, and we don't talk about that. Oh god, I've forgotten about that memory. There's no incest in Pokemon. You know, there's got to be some inbreeding with the way that every single Nurse Joy and every single Officer Jenny looks exactly the same. It's not that weird. You had a kid, that kid then had your parent. I don't know how, but reading that somehow shut down my brain. Just trying to do like the time gymnastics to see how that works. It's like beep. Oh man. It's okay. Remember, Digimon had Digimon combining with kids to make them into sexy adults. I kid you not, that was a legit season where the whole point of the season was that the kids would take their digital devices, fuse with the Digimon, and for some reason they were always sexy. They were always humanoid and they were always sexy, and we all just moved on from that. Mr. Mime and Mama Ash sure had fun. Yeah, that's also a thing. Yeah, Frontier, that was it. Look, don't get me wrong. They were cool, but almost all of it was sexy. Not all was sexy. Most of it was. Most of it was. I love the theory that like Mr. Mime and Ash's mom were just banging the whole time he was gone. And then the fact that like Professor Oak sent Ash away just so that he had a chance at like seducing Ash's mom. They'd be like, they're calling us like, oh, hey, mom, is Professor Oak there? He just like pops up and answers the phone. Ah, yes, Ash, I'm in your house for no good reason. Never gonna question why Professor Oak was always at Ash's mom's house. Always. Kumamon was cute. I think the others were hot. Yeah. Mama Ash was the best. There's actually, ooh, if you guys didn't know, hold on. Ash's mom. There's a really, really adorable fan series by Kiana May Art. I think it's only available on Tumblr right now, but it might be in her Twitter. Kiana Mai is someone who got really, really popular off of a fan comic depicting Ash's mom getting together with Jessie from Team Rocket. And then kind of like them figuring out the ways that goes that relationship, how Ash reacts when he comes up and he's like, what do you mean you're sleeping with my mother? Yeah, Doro, you know her, right? Yeah. That one's like, here, you know, let me just see if I can. Kiana My Art. That's her Twitter. She's actually right now a very successful, I think, head artist of a lot of indie animations. I think the newest one was Guinevere's Nights or something. Like her art's so good and so adorable, and also has like a really dark side to it. It's really, really. Wait, no. I don't remember. No, Kiana May's not in charge of Guinevere's not. It's some that's the Owl House people. She's in charge of her own like the solo series. But yeah, I found her through her Jesse's and Ash's mom's comics, and they were adorable, really cute. Definitely recommend checking them out. Probably there's like I know there's a master list on her Tumblr, so you might have to like go through that. Yes, you have to go back to the hellhole that is Tumblr, but did I see it? I saw the pilot episode for her solo animation, and it looks really good. I'm really excited to see the rest. Also, hi Dodo, how are you doing? Oak is a better father than Ash's dad. Okay, I have a real question. Is Ash's dad alive? Straight up, I don't think we ever see him in any part of the series. I have no idea. I think like there's one point where they're like, oh, we're gonna finally meet Ash's dad. And then he's like, he leaves, doesn't he? Like just take off. And he's like, oh, sorry, your dad had work or something. And then Ash is like crying as he like eats his meal. He's alive near the last few episodes before Pokemon ends. He didn't just go get milk. He went to the casino. He gambled away all his savings. He got some milk. He went out for a cigarette break. He got lost at sea. Dude, I think I remember watching the episode and just being like, I never want to have it. I never want to be a dad like Ash's dad, because holy shit. There's straight up, I think there's like straight up a point where I was like, I asked my brother at the time who was watching the anime with me, I was like, is the dad trying to avoid him? Like, is there some weird ass shit going on? And it's like, I don't know. Like, horrible father. Entire episode was him trying to make it back home to see his dad. And then his dad didn't wait and just like literally took off, right? Like just as he got home. Damn. Hell, Team Rocket were better caretakers of Ash Ketchum than Ash's dad. Let's be real. They showed more affection and more support for him than his dad did. Holy shit. They at least showed up for the final tournament. Yeah, they. I will say though, the new Pokemon series is actually pretty good. Me and the wifey just finished catching up to the episodes that have been released in the West, and they're really solid. It's really refreshing. I'm gonna be real. It's really refreshing not seeing Ash. It's really, really refreshing seeing a whole new protagonist, a whole new cast of characters with a whole new mission, and like an actual mission, not like them going around, we're going to be the best Pokemon masters ever. No, they have a goal. They're going to rescue the world. They're going to stop the bad guys, rescue the world, and get shit done. Kukui and Burnett cry when Ash left Alola. Like, where's the emotion from his real parents? I mean, at least his mom is supportive and does her best to raise him, but holy shit, his dad is just straight up absent. Like, maybe he's providing the income, but god damn. At the very least, like, show up for your son at least once in a while. Sorry, checking out something. Okay. How do we get on this? Cursed childhood things, I think. Went from like Digimon to Pokemon in a flash of a second. We were talking about food. That's right. The stream started with talking about food. No, not even talk. We didn't even start talking about food. It was something else, I think. But yeah, now we're on food. Oh man, good times. Good times. And then about getting sucked to death. Oh yeah, and then I put like holes in my mouse and my keyboard. Yeah, good times, good times, good times. Sucked to death? I'll be honest, I don't remember what the sucked to death part was. Like vacuum of space? Nah, I think it was much more grounded than the vacuum of space. Look, like I said, you'll learn something on my stream. I can't guarantee something in that you want to learn, but you will learn something. Like me learning that there's a uncomfortably large amount of people who really want the alien to do gory stuff to them. Oh, yeah, eating octopus tentacles. That's how he got sucked to death. Right. Sorry, I just had a memory flash that apparently there's this cut scene from the first Alien movie. And it's the scene where the girl's in the shower and she gets attacked by the alien. But the scene that gets cut is the alien's tail comes up like between her legs and literally like settles against her ass before the alien like jumps on her. And I just remember reading the comments of that thing and being like, okay, you all are into some kinky monster loving. I learned that people still don't know how much instance in Fire Emblem. Yeah, today we learned that too. Today's pursuer witnessed. Alien has a really big fan base. Predator has a really big fan base. People really want them to take off the mask and give them a kiss, even though, you know, that's all fangs, and I'm not sure how that will work. Did you know there's... So, in the newest Alien Earth series, which is their like TV adaptation, supposed to like explore what happens when a ship carrying a bunch of aliens crashes on Earth. There's a particular alien in that, which... Okay, there's two really fucky-wucky ones. One of them is literally an eyeball with tentacles that runs up your face, rips out one of your eyes, and then sticks itself in there and basically parasitizes your brain, controlling you. There's another one, which is more like a really cute-looking octopus that wraps itself around your head, sucks out your eyeballs, and leaves you alive and conscious. So now you're in extreme pain, wandering around blindly, and it's just wrapped around your head like a really, really big beanie. And then it just waits for you to blunder to somebody so they can jump off you and get onto them. There's fan art of both of these aliens. It's not really what you expect. And it is a reminder that sometimes the internet will find a way to romanticize a lot of things. And that is how I learned that I never want to see an eyeball peeking out of somebody's coochie. There's really no other way to describe it. That's really just what it depicts. And I regretted opening the internet that way. That was just did not need that. Just what Mama always told me to be wary of, the fan base. Now hold on. Yeah, someone illustrated that. They were like, hey, what if the eyeballs octopus thing didn't go for your eyes? The knowledge you guys care is quite terrifying. I know, right? God, we are disgusting human beings. We know way too many things. We have been educated on the worst parts of humanity, and we have walked away with a smile on our faces. Oh, wait. Doro, I don't know if you can hear me. But speaking about cursed ass knowledge, there is a YouTube channel that I really, really love, and I kind of wish that Elgato worked. Excuse me, I'm going to go scrub my brain with bleach. There's no running away, Duke. There's no running away. There's only pain and suffering. I like to go back to the incest thing now. There's no going back. There's only pain and suffering. Only here will we truly discover just what it's like to explore the filth and darkness of humanity. When we discover that people really will sleep with anything. They really, really will just fuck anything. They're going to get real nice down and dirty with the weirdest shit. And we're just going to smile and nod. Smile and nod. Oh, right. So I was going to show you guys this. Let me see if my Elgato works. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to give up on this, and I'll just send you guys the link. Let's see. Does it work? Maybe? It does not work. Okay. Since we're talking about like sci-fi and fantasy, if you want some really, really cool world building, go check out Luke Humphries on YouTube. Go check out his channel. He has a bunch of shorts and some videos. But basically what he does is he makes a whole bunch of shorts, like they each like less than a minute long, and they all have fantastic world building. Like in less than a minute, he paints an image of this beautiful, strange, gorgeous world for each one. And they all have like different concepts, different tropes, different new ideas. I have spent hours just watching his content because it's that good. There's people who get it on with trees in their cars. Isn't that like a whole thing with like dinosaurs? No, sorry, dragons fucking cars. Isn't that a thing? Isn't it like a whole subreddit? When John gets asked by God, so what did you learn down there on Earth? I learned that people are weird. People really, really get into the weeds of stuff and they really like exploring, not in fun ways. Sometimes people were told that the human body can endure that the human body is very malleable. And some people heard this statement that the human body is very malleable and decided to see how far they could stretch that. In some cases, quite literally. And when you go that far, sometimes you really, really don't want to know where you end up. That's all I'm going to say. Sometimes you really don't want to find out where that path takes you. Interior crocodile alligator. Crocodile leather? What? Thank you for the sip of clear, refreshing, hydrating coffee, Linois. I appreciate it. Thank you for always keeping me hydrated. I do notice that you redeem the coffee sipping a lot. Yeah. Ooh. Poi! I'm just debating like what other piece of cursed knowledge can I introduce you guys to. My Little Pony. Why is the My Little Pony fandom so filthy? Like, what is it about friendship is magic that brings out some of the most heinous, most disturbing fan art that I've ever seen? What is wrong with people? I thought the whole plot point is just be, oh, they're fantasy unicorns and Pegasi. Pegasi, right? Pegasi is the plural of Pegasus. Pegasi, who were supposed to be having fun times with friends. Why is there so much Rule 34 of them? Did you know that there is over 100,000 Rule 34 entries of My Little Pony? For context, Overwatch has, I think, around 30,000 official Rule 34 entries. And My Little Pony's clocked at 100,000 on the website. We watched for the plot. What plot? I thought it was just ponies getting along and having friendly fun times. But I found out that there's actually episodes where one gets petrified and shattered. Like literally, she sacrifices herself for her friends, gets hit with a petrifying ray, falls off a cliff, and literally breaks into 1,000 pieces. And there's one where one of them just straight up gets stabbed. I thought this was a kid's show. I say that, and then I remember that, we have Avatar. We have Owl House. Yeah, never mind. Hell, we have Digimon. People have died in Digimon, now that I think about it. And that's aimed towards kids. Adventure Time. I've said this before. I could never get into Adventure Time. It felt too random. It felt too crazy. I needed more cohesiveness. And it felt like Adventure Time was just like, aha, funny memes, funny throwing things around and seeing if they work. And it just couldn't quite resonate with me, which is a shame because every now and then I'll see clips of it and it seems really, really interesting, but I just have never been able to get into it. Adventure Time, I've never been able to get into it. I don't like Family Guy. Don't like American Dad. Adventure Time pieces a lot of it together, in my opinion. Oh, like later. Moo, was I digging for diamond and did I stop too early? Is that how it worked? I turned back right before the diamond. I'm just Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yes. Did you know, Linwa? It's actually making a bit of a comeback now because people are bringing back old memes of it, like that one where they're like, I learned from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Always hit things with a really, really big stick. Courage is actually making a comeback. It's actually like people are actually sharing clips of it online again. It's like restarting the fandom. It's coming back. People are talking about it again. It's very episodic and it all builds in the lore. Futurama's like that, yes, but I still say Futurama feels still more cohesive. There's still a general plot line. Whereas I feel like Family Guy and Adventure Time are all kind of snap joke. Feels almost like humor for ADHD. That sounds really, really mean, but it feels like it's meant for people with really, really short attention spans so that you can just flip from one joke to the next, flip from one joke to the next, flip from one joke to the next. Futurama had no plotline? Did it not? Am I misremembering? Then again, I've never seen all of Futurama, so who knows? Maybe I'm misremembering then. Maybe it's the modern day Futurama for the modern day generation. Yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog is making a comeback. What else? I think I saw some memes of Foster's house, Foster's Friends or something, whatever that show was. Oh, the Grim, was it Grim and Mabel? Is that it? The one with the two little kids and then the Grim Reaper. That one's also making a comeback. I've been seeing a lot of clips of that lately. People, I don't know what's going on, but people are bringing back old Cartoon Network and Adult Swim stuff. Billy and Mandy, thank you. And then Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Thank you. Yeah, both of those. For some reason, those are getting shared on TikTok a lot lately. Either that or my algorithm's just really fucked up. Nostalgia, yeah. Yeah. Back in my day, we had good cartoons. When I tuned in on Saturday morning, there was always something good. We had Toonami. Back before you kids thought anime was cool. We had Dragon Ball. We had Bleach. We had Naruto featured on Toonami. Didn't we? Oh my god, didn't we have Gundam Wing on Toonami at some point? I can't remember. We got some good shit now that I think about it back in the day. Nowadays, all you kids want to do is fuck your ponies. Yeah. Or incest. Lots and lots of incest. Did you know? So for my work, I have to cut up clips of the shows that the network that I work for is hosting. There has been a really weird increase in step sibling love in movies and shows where the primary plot point is that the parents remarry, these two step siblings don't get along, and then for some reason they really start vibing and they start having hot, heavy makeouts in the back of a car. And it's always really heavily emphasized that they are step siblings. Siblings not related by blood. I don't know why, but I've been seeing a lot more of those lately, and it's a little concerning. It's like when adult sites like Pornhub started doing nothing but like, oh no, stepsister, oh no, stepbrother. It's like that. You're suddenly seeing a lot of that. I blame anime. It might not just be anime. There's got to be something else to it, because it's very popular and not all of the US still watches anime. So there's something else to it. There's a very high interest and we don't know why. we don't want to ask why. And maybe things are safer that way. Well, this was going to be a no, I'm not a human stream, but you know, I'm still glad I was able to talk with you all. As a reminder, 2.0 John debut is happening. I really should start making a pinned message. 2.0 debut is happening on November 1st. Incest has always been a topic in our history. It's a fucking wild thing to type in chat, Moo. But you're not wrong. Anyways, 2.0 debut, November 1st. It's finally happening at 7 p.m. EST. Finally putting it all together. Trust me, I'm stressed out of my brain right now trying to get the last elements to be ready. But it's finally happening. I don't need to eat my boots. I remember my promise. Now that it's debuting in November, I don't need to eat my shoes. We all agree on this. And I'm really looking forward to it. I've got a little gift for you guys as well for chat. A little thing for you guys to play around with. And hopefully you'll all like it. It's going to be fun. Cute Deliverance banjos in the background. Yeah. Damn, almost had the boots. I intentionally, like, I remember I was going to Star Wars like, maybe I should delay the debut to after November because things are getting kind of busy in November. And she's like, oh, but didn't you promise to eat your boots? Never mind. November 1st it is, you know. I'm happy to debut November 1st. No big issues. Let's go. No issues here. No complaints here. Let's fucking go. Look, I don't want to eat my boots. You don't want me to eat my boots. It's fine. It's fine. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for dropping on by. I'm so sorry that, for whatever reason, the Elgato wasn't cooperating today. I'm going to try and figure out what the hell is going on with it and hopefully get it fixed by Wednesday. Schedule for the week. Wednesday is going to be a collab with Hunter, Psyche, and Sunny over on Hunter's channel. I'll see if I can stream my end. If I manage to fix everything, great, I'll stream it. If not, then I'll send you guys on over. Friday is going to be more Silk Song. And then, just as a reminder, next week there will be no streams because I'm going to be out for a conference in another city. Fixed audio Elgato breaks. I know, right? I finally fixed my audio. It's finally working and stable, and now my Elgato's breaking. You sure bet you'd love to eat some boots? Oh, God. Oh, God, I don't want to eat boots. I don't want that. No, thank you. I don't want that. Thank you very much. I've tasted boiled leather before. It's not good. It's not tasty. Nobody likes eating boiled leather. But anyways, thank you all for keeping me company through this 3-hour long just chatting stream. I know it's a very different from what I usually do, and I really do appreciate you all sticking by. Anything else? Oh yeah. If you want to see clips, sometimes you guys get featured in them as well. So, you know, if you want to see yourself on YouTube and go, hey mom, I'm famous, there you go. As well as my own Twitter and everything else. Discord is probably best for if you want to get updates on when I go live, as well as I'm going to start setting up a few more gaming nights that are purely just for Discord. So we can play stuff like Rivals, Repo, Peak, and just have like good old gaming times with the community. The chew is good for your gum health, works out your whole mouth. I don't like that. My gums are perfectly healthy, thank you very much. I don't need to chew leather to figure that out. I don't need that. I'm good. But we're going to raid on to Rosalie Redway. Wait, should I? Wait, I might have already raided her last time. I don't remember. Did I raid Rosalie or Farah? We're gonna go raid Rosalie. Raid Rosalie Redway. Okay, if you don't mind grabbing either the first raid messages for subscribers, second raid message for followers, helps to register you as a viewer once we get over there, as well as just to say hello. I really do appreciate it. You all take care. I will see you guys when I see you, all right? Take care. See you guys later. And bye-bye. Bye-bye. Later, y'all.